Hi, everyone. Welcome again to another show of KUGI and I am so excited to welcome our guest for today. We go way back since high school, like more than, I'd say, 15 years. She's a good friend of mine, and we're going to learn about the adage, Jack of all trades, master of none. Is that still true today? Because this person is really the Jack of all trades, and I'm going to read the list. That way, you know what I mean. Been an artist. She can paint, she can draw. She played the lyre in our marching band. She's part of the varsity team. She was also our first baseman in our soccer baseball team. She's also a triathlete, an Ironman. She had also finished Culinary Arts. She did social media work. She also is a financial advisor. She can do photography. She's done cosplay. She also has a plant-based company. We also tried to run a sports apparel brand called Abtik Sports. She is our bassist. She's a pharmacist, owns a pharmacy, and she's also a mom. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend KINTOY.
Yay! Yay! Thank you, Kai, for having me here. It's a wonderful opportunity to talk to you with all these things. Oh my God, that list is so long. I can't even believe it.
I know. You would think that it's impossible to do that, but you've actually done it.
Yes, I really have done it, and I can't even believe it because there's so many interests. It's like I have a lot of personalities doing all those things.
And tell them. I know I've said a lot already. Tell our audience about something that about yourself that I haven't talked about. Like maybe your personality, your other interests other than these achievements.
Yes, so I still have a dream.
That's not enough.
It's not enough. So I have this like of myself. So there's a thing that I want to go in theater, like acting and singing in a theater. So maybe my plan for that is like I'm around like 50. So it's way, way ahead, but that's a thing. And then also dance sports. I like to do that, but I haven't tried to do that. So maybe late 40s, I think. So, but for now, let's focus on the pharmacy first and earning because those things are like leisure stuff. So I think right now I'm focusing more on the pharmacy aspect.
And so I do want to also highlight KINTOY. That's her nickname. That's what I call her. Her personality is, despite having achieved all those things, she actually is laid back. Because typically, if you do so many things, you're like intense. But the surprising thing about her is she's actually a relaxed person, easy to be around with. And I want to ask you, what goes through your head? Having achieved so much, you have a certain expectation, but you don't bulldoze others. Despite what you've done in your life, you're actually very like people are drawn to you because your personality is light and you're just fun to be around. So tell us about what goes on in your head, in your heart, things like that.
Well, I don't see my achievements as like a badge of honor or something egoistic. Like it's just something that I want to do. Like it interests me in my own, and with relating with others, I don't really expect that much or think of myself as highly. I just want to like relate, and really, I'm just a simple person. Actually, I don't even like so much material things. It's more of like an experience for me. So in relation with that, I see that it's not something to brag about. I just really want to do those things. I really just like to do those things.
Yeah, that's really admirable. Like I do relate to her in that level as far as like wanting to do a lot of things, even if it's not common. And that is why she's our guest today, because it's a breakthrough experience. She's carving her own path. A path like this is unusual, and it's something not you would expect, is because it's a lot. So I like how she's able to do all these things and at the same time have the character of being just human and being a person for others. And so right now she's in her pharmacy, right? You can see in the background her current endeavor is entrepreneurship. She's finished pharmacy school. And do you think all your activities, how does that help you as an entrepreneur today?
Well, being like multifaceted, it gives me resilience because in triathlon, you are trained to do physical stuff, and not only physical, but it's also mental because when you're running or you're swimming or biking, your body wants to give up. It really like signals you to, why are you doing this to yourself? And really pushing through that inner voice from your inner dialogue that stop this because you're hurting yourself. So it translates when in doing pharmacy and running a business. It's like, oh my God, you're doing so much. And then what is the return for this? And then day in and day out, you think that I need to stop this. I need to like give up. And then it turns out that it makes you stronger and then more resilient. And then having that spark of hope that maybe just do this thing in a day and then let's try again tomorrow. So
that's wonderful. You're an inspiration. Are you the type of worker who likes to do big things first, something stressful first, or do you like to do multiple small things and then get to the most important last? How do you operate?
I have this journal. I have been doing bullet journaling since 2016. So plot it like an hourly basis, and then I prioritize those difficult tasks mostly in the morning, so that during in the later part of the day, it's more on the easy task. Like for example, in the morning, I place it there. Like working out is a difficult task, but I think working out is really important for me because it makes me like jumpstart the day and then tackle on the day. And when I come here in the pharmacy and then do like ordering stuff, like ordering stocks, and it takes, I know it seems easy, but analyzing to fit in all the stocks that you need and then fitting it with your budget. So it really takes a toll. And the later part in the evening, in the day, I just do the reports. So it's like copy paste or whatever and doing other tasks or jobs. So that's it.
So another good question to ask for doing something entrepreneurial. Are you good at math? This is a serious question. You know, you just mentioned that you do orders, you put that in. It sounds easy, but it's not. I wanna highlight that because math, like for me, for example, I love math, but math doesn't necessarily love me. I've learned to really bridge that. And to tell us about your story on that. It's very intimidating to start a business, and if you're not really good at math, so
yeah. So funny story. When we were still in second year high school, right? When we were in like section yellow, and that yellow was yellow was the highlight of all high school days. So we were there, we were classmates, and we had a large group. Hi Dodgers.
Hi Dodgers.
So,
yes. Represent.
So during that, represent. So during that time, it was like 3 sections that were considered a star section. So yellow was one. So we were a star.
Yeah.
And then that was the time that everything, like from drum corps and band and soccer, baseball, and then the studies were put it aside. So math, like I had like 75 straight from first quarter to fourth quarter. So that's a very difficult thing to do. Like balancing out like 75, that's the passing rate here in the Philippines. So I maintained that from first quarter to fourth quarter, 75. And imagine I have a star section. And then I think I was in the least ranking. I don't know. And then I had to do like a summer class incoming for third year. And then that I learned how to deal with it. And then my grades went up with math. And to think I'm a financial advisor too. So
that's right.
Maybe math in a sense where you do formulas and in that aspect is not for me, but in analytical terms, like in the business. So budgeting, I understand that. So it is very useful for me. And also in pharmacy during our college, it involves math too, because in formulating drug products and solving chemistry, it's always there. It's constant. So my relation with math is in terms of like in theoretical, in like calculus or whatever, I really don't like understand that much, but if it gives me like the data that I need to arrive in a decision that I should take, so it is really helpful for me and I understand. And if you know your numbers, you know where you're going. So that's it.
Love that. Yeah, love that. I think it's never too late to learn that, and especially there is a stake this time. So for example, when you're in school, if you make a mistake, it's grades, right? If you pass, exactly. But if you're like in the real world, it can be a serious thing, like in your case, if you're running a pharmacy and you don't know at least, to the bare minimum your numbers, then it could jeopardize your business. Now, being a pharmacist, like choosing pharmacy as your degree in the Philippines, typically you are the only person that I know that actually owns a pharmacy in the Philippines, because it's typically retail. There's a lot of retail pharmacies, or you work in a hospital. But how did you, like, what were you thinking to create that path for you to do a business instead of your own
business? Okay. So a little backstory. So I have been exposed since childhood about being entrepreneurial. So when I was still in the first grade, I used to like go to our dad's office. Like our dads are co-workers, right?
Yeah, that's right. I did. They are co-workers. We found out later.
Yeah. So when I was still young, I go to my dad's office and then I jot down the orders of my dad's office mates. Okay, what is your order for lunch? And then do you want banana with that? And then at an early age, so I was the order taker of our, like, we call it carinderia, like a food stall.
Yeah.
So, and it evolves like in elementary and high school. I used to sell like stuff like baked goods from my aunt, which she bakes, and then I sell it in our school so that I could have some extra income. So that attitude like built me up in this stage. So I really didn't expect to have this. And then looking back, there was one friend that she asked me, so like 10 years from, the typical question, so 10 years from now or at the age of this and that, what do you want? Like, in the spur of a moment, I said, maybe Like maybe I envisioned myself to have a pharmacy. That was really a long shot. I really
Wow.
didn't know that that would be
Wow.
achievable because starting up is not really easy. So with the help of course, with a cousin to see the fun for it, and then here and eventually just rolling out the funds, the capital. So I think what the key exposure is during childhood, I'm exposed
it.
to like commerce, trading. Yes.
I love that. And would you say, as far as your next endeavor, like having a business now, like it's harder versus if you work in 9 to 5 and you have all these interests? What would you say is an important skill to have in order to manage your like your hobbies, your other interests, and then your source of income, like bridging that?
So the key thing would be like time management, really. So it's something like what I said earlier that I have a bullet journal. All those things, I don't do that all at once. I I plan it out.
Yeah, that's right. You don't do it
I
at
plan
like, yeah.
Yeah. So I could still remember in my like early 30s or late 20s that I still have a lot of energy actually. So my usual routine was that at around 5 a.m. I ride a bike, and then at 7 o'clock I have breakfast and then prepare for work. And then later in that evening I have to run. But now I can say that those energies have already like passed. So I prioritize rest now sometimes after work. So at 7 onwards, I prefer to rest so that I could be energized in the next day. So time management is really the key.
Great. That's why you're able to do all these things. So going back to my introduction, do you still believe that being jack of all trades, being able to do all these things, but you're not a master of one? Do you believe that, or do you think that no longer applies today? Yeah, I can say for you, I don't think it applies to you. Like, you are a master, you're a triathlete, you're an Ironman. But I just wanna, if you've heard of that adage, what would you say? Present day, should you be limiting your needs in order for you to be? Should you be limiting your activities in order for you to be like the best of one
A
two
certain
things?
point.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think of that?
So maybe it goes with preference. Like, what do you really want? So for me, being a jack of all trades makes me more adaptable in environments that I am placed in. So being able to know certain skills, so I am comfortable or I am confident that whatever environment that I am in, I could thrive. So I have experience like in culinary. I have experience in working or like on the job training in a restaurant. So like I could still earn money or earn an income wherever I am. So I think being super focused on one thing, super focused on this thing only, in my mindset is like there's no fallback. Like I only know this. I only know this. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do if this fails, or I don't, for example, like a job retrenchment or an industry that is being phased out because of technology or development. So it takes time for you to recover a certain loss if you're only just focused on one.
Yeah, that's such a powerful message. So what would you say then that is a good thing to pair with KUGI? Clearly, you have that in you. You have hard work in you. You can work any job, and you manage your time well. You're also resilient with your your skills in sports, and you're applying it in business. Then what important value? You have all these skills, but what important value would you say that's necessary to be paired with KUGI in order to keep the status quo and even move forward and be better?
So KUGI and trust that everything is working out for you. Yesterday I had a class, so my teacher said that our efforts is only 2%. So what we do, we aspire, or what we give out to this world is only 2%, and the 98% it comes from the higher power. So whatever you believe in God, in the universe, and so that's it. Trust.
Thank you for that message, because sometimes you can't really control the outcome. Like, you can do as much effort as you can. You can be so skilled if the environment, the circumstance, whatever, you have no control of. So thank you for that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that insight.
Yes.
Do you have anything to say to our audience? Make sure you check her account. I'm going to put it in the link below. Anything else to add?
You can follow Kathy Pharmacy. So I have like some contents there also. And yeah, mostly that's the page that I am like maintaining right now. So thank you guys. Thank you, Kai, for having me and trusting me to be your guest here and impart some knowledge. And thank you so much.
So there you have it. Thank you again for watching this episode, and make sure you watch the next one. KUGI.